Simultaneously, Denver's trying to convince citizens that it can cut nearly $90 million to pay for migrant services without noticeable pain. Today, the mayor's office took the plan to city council, which has been openly skeptical of how the Johnston administration is paying for its top priorities. Here's Mark Salinger with that.
All right. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, April 16th. This is the Finance and Governance Committee.
In a meeting that rarely draws a crowd, this one was a sellout.
It is a veritable who's who in the city of Denver in here right now.
The police chief, sheriff, and directors from nearly every department in Denver, all together in one room to see how city council will react to the budget cuts proposed by the mayor.
I would say the $89.9 million is a budget.
The city will cut nearly $90 million to pay for the migrant services. Now we're finding out where that money is coming from and what the city is doing away with. When it comes to cash, the highest amounts come from public safety. Denver Police is cutting nearly $8.5 million. Denver Fire is losing nearly $2.5 million. And the sheriff's office is taking a nearly $4 million cut. But even those amounts make up a very small percentage of their annual budgets.
You've talked a lot about what this isn't going to affect. It's not going to affect this. It's not going to affect that. What is it going to affect? Because it's got to affect something.
We really try to mitigate some of the direct impacts to direct services.
The Department of Transportation and Infrastructure is also losing more than $5 million. That's separate from the nearly $6 million the city is cutting from capital improvement projects. Things like redoing an aging underpass on Alameda or some traffic signal maintenance around the city.
I don't think it is fair to our residents that we are reducing their services to them when there is an opportunity for us to be doing better at making up some of those dollars in other ways, and we're not.
As Denver cuts money, some council members want to see Denver try and make more money. How are traffic tickets looking? What about car registration fees? Nothing is off the table as the city searches for cash.
So let's talk about who didn't have to make a budget cut. The elected clerk and reporter Paul Lopez told us several months ago that he was not willing to make budget cuts, even though he was asked to do so at the time. His office was spared. The district attorney's office, also independently elected, they told us months ago that they were willing to cut their budgets, but also ended up being spared, Kyle.
All of the couch cushions are being checked.
Yes, exactly. Denver is looking for cash everywhere. Let's go for some examples that are a little bit more creative. For example, Denver Police patrols the airport. Now the airport is paying for one of the recruit classes to go through and get more police officers. I'm also told that some people that work for the city are losing their Zoom memberships. I guess the city had too many Zoom memberships. So you talk about cutting Zoom memberships, that's small amount.
You have to pay for Zoom? I've never paid for Zoom. Well, lucky them.
All right. Have the professional one.
I guess I don't work for the city of Denver. All right, Mark, thank you.